you got a lot of press last year. Who found you first, and how did they find you?
I'm not exactly sure, but I think it had something to do with a Reddit post. One of the knot arts that I did on the wall of the Somerville Theater, and somebody had added a knotted rope, and they tied it into a K and turned the knot art into KNOT art, and that just jumped it onto Reddit. And after that Reddit post, that's when I got a number of contacts. I'm actually not, I've never been really that anonymous.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
What people think that I'm anonymous because of the nature of what I'm doing.
Right.
So they don't try.
Okay.
But the people who try can easily find me by looking up Knot Art on Facebook or I'm Knot Art on Instagram. I was always open to doing interviews, and I really enjoy being able to talk to the people who are checking out my stuff. I like to be private in my public life, but public in my private life. I feel like what I'm doing is really not that bad. It's usually on discarded things or already defaced property, so.
Did the police ask you to quit tagging?
I was holding something that said Knot Art on it, and one officer noticed that.
A Cambridge police?
No, this is in Somerville. And I didn't really know the protocol at that moment that my lawyer eventually told me, don't ever tell anything to the police. So I made the mistake of kind of saying that, oh, this is a conceptual art project and da-da-da. And then he took my information.
Were you weren't in the process of tagging
No.
at the moment?
He asked me about it, and he asked me some questions. He was curious about it. The lawyer said that that the lieutenant did not want to press charges. He didn't want to arrest me, but that he needs me to stop because there have been complaints. And
have you stopped tagging?
yes, yeah. So I'm done here.
That's
I'm doing
really
the
sweet of
t-shirts.
you, by the way. Well, after reading the press and the comments section, my first thought was, must we haggle the wonder out of everything in order to find meaning? I mean, because
yes, exactly. We have to. That is exactly what I'm trying to do. The debate, the discussion is the art. So if people aren't discussing, if people aren't haggling the wonder, as you say, then I'm not doing my job. I'm not an artist. I'm not making anything worthwhile.
I find it really amazing that people have such strong opinions about this.
If you base anything on that, it's completely a misrepresentation of the population, because people like to complain on comment sections. It might as well just say complain. But when you deal with people directly, face to face, people are so amazingly cool and supportive. When I look at Instagram, that's like a real supportive, cool community, and that's where people are really loving it.
Okay. So one of the comments was someone referred to you as Captain Obvious, and in my opinion, that's a short-sighted comment, because that's the genius of great art and great music, and any great thought is, oh my God, that's so obvious.
Well, the funny thing is that those are the people who look at it and say, yeah, of course that's not art. It's not art. They're not being confronted with the paradox and the question, because they're not seeing it as a paradox. They're just looking at it for what it appears to be on the surface value. They're not looking at it as art, because they're looking at it as not art. What I've discovered is that by putting that statement on the things that I find beautiful, I'm attracting attention to those things, and then people are saying, well, maybe it is art. What I want them to see is the beauty in everything.
What you're doing has been kind of done a lot of times around the country.
Yeah.
Public space pop phenomenon. Mm-hmm. So when I was growing up in Arkansas, my husband from Connecticut said he used to grow up and see this guy all the time.
Oh, awesome.
Bob.
Where's he from?
Well, Bob is the Church of the Subgenius. so I'd go around just like you see not art. You'd see this Bob in places
Right.
that you would place not art.
Right.
No one got really, it was just like a wow, there's that guy. The other thing that we've experienced around Boston is Andre the Giant. We've seen him all over for years. And then the other one, the 70s guy with the goatee and the necklace, his sticker.
Golden Stash?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah.
this generation's Andre the Giant guy. Oh,
Right.
Or
So what I hope to do better than Shepard Fairey or Golden Stash is to get people more ideologically disturbed.
and it's working.
Well, by those comments,
Yes.
it seems like it's working. But in selling my t-shirts, I'm seeing how many people really love it, and people come up to me and like practically hug me and are just like, we love your stuff, this is so great. So when you actually confront people and put yourself out there, you realize how positive people can be. I think if it was only positive, it would be missing, it wouldn't be as poignant, because there's got to be some negativity to it. There's got to be some people who are up in arms and against it. It's unfortunate that those are the people that then contact the cops and say, we need this to stop.
Right.
Because you don't have the other 100 people who like it contacting the cops.
Right.
We need this to keep on going.
Okay.
I don't like to use the term tagging, because tagging...
Socially responsible graffiti.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay away from graffiti. I think street art is more
Street art, okay.
kind of the thing. But honestly, when I started doing it, I didn't know what street art was. I just started putting it around town because I thought it was fun and interesting. And I learned that there's a huge, amazing community in New York that are, people who are very supportive of each other. And, we don't really have that here in Boston. I support seeing anything that's creative in the street. I think that that's great, as long as it's not really disrespecting public property or private property. I love seeing creative stuff in the street, and I think most people do. People want to see this kind of stuff, and we need to make a society where it can happen more often.
So anyway, not art guy,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you. That's it.
Create!